Once upon a time, there was a small village called Naipalem in the hill region of Shivapuram. The entire area belonged to a landlord family for generations, and the villagers were simple folk. The landlord was also quite innocent. The villagers would send a portion of their harvested grains and vegetables to the landlord's house. The landlord never paid them wages because all the land belonged to him. One day, the landlord was talking to his clerk.
Have you seen, clerk, how the villagers still honor me for the generosity my ancestors showed?
Yes, sir. You are indeed very fortunate to have such respect. It's like you were born with a silver spoon.
Indeed, all the people in this village are our subjects. This is their tradition.
Just then, a villager named Mallaya arrived.
Sir, we went hunting and caught a wild boar that you would like. I brought it for you. Malaya, why did you bring it here instead of taking it home? Tell me the truth. Our landlord eats, then we eat. Our landlord loves meat, so I brought it directly here.
The villagers took turns hunting and bringing the game to the landlord. It became an unbreakable rule. Anyone who broke it would face severe punishment. Every day, someone had to bring a share of meat to the landlord. At one end of the village lived a man named Chinodu, who had no one and survived by raising chickens and ducks. One day, it was his turn to bring meat to the landlord. He went to the forest for hunting.
Clerk, whose turn is it today to go hunting?
Today it's Chinodu's turn, sir.
That poor guy lives alone. Will he even manage to hunt?
The rules you set must be followed by everyone, sir.
That day, Chinodu was lucky enough to catch a wild goat in the forest. He struggled a lot for it, but didn't want to take it to the landlord. He sat under a tree and thought,
I worked so hard to catch this goat. Why should I give it to the landlord? This is unfair. I need to find a way to change this custom.
While thinking, an idea struck him. He stayed in the forest the whole day, roasted and ate the goat, and slept peacefully. The landlord didn't receive any meat that day.
Where is the hunter? He hasn't returned yet. What happened? Bring the whip. I will teach him a lesson today.
The landlord, in anger, ordered the whip to be brought and waited to punish Chinodu.
Sir, I suspect a wild animal might have eaten Chinodu. Otherwise, he would have returned by now.
As they were talking, they saw Chinodu returning with the goat's carcass on his shoulder. The landlord's anger subsided when he saw Chinodu had brought so much meat. Chinodu put the goat's carcass before the landlord and stood humbly. Feeling pity, the landlord asked,
What happened, Chinodu? Why didn't you come yesterday? Did the forest trouble you?
Chinodu, shaking his head, replied,
No, sir. There is a bigger story behind this. First, I caught a rabbit and stopped under a tree. Suddenly, the rabbit jumped onto the tree, and I saw a bright light and a woman in the light. I got scared and ran back into the forest to hunt this goat for you.
Hearing this, both the landlord and the clerk were astonished.
The goddess said you are our protector, and we should serve you diligently. She warned me to bring a significant offering and not a mere rabbit. That's why I brought this goat for you.
Chinodu told a fabricated story, and the landlord was very pleased with him for bringing the goddess's message.
Oh, Chinodu, you brought the goddess's message. I am very happy today. Clerk, spread the word about the goddess's message throughout the village.
The news spread, and the villagers started giving more offerings to the landlord out of fear of the goddess. Chinodu became highly respected among the villagers. The landlord was so impressed that he stopped Chinodu from going back to his hut and kept him in his service. One day, the landlord asked Chinodu,
Chinodu, how can we repay the goddesses for her blessings?
Sir, I'm not worthy of advising you, but you should offer fine roosters to the goddess as gratitude.
Why should the goddess stay in the forest? Can't she come to our home? I have a suspicion.
Stop it, Claire. You are envious of my fortune. Give Chinodu 2 fine roosters and send him away. If you doubt him again, I will offer you to the goddess.
Don't say that, sir. I just had a small doubt. I won't question the goddess or Chinodu again.
The next day, Chinodu took 2 roosters to the forest, roasted and ate them, and returned the following day.
Chinodu, did the goddess say anything?
The landlord asked eagerly.
The goddess is pleased with your devotion and asked us to build a temple for her here. She said the money should come from you, not the villagers.
The landlord believed Chinodu's words.
The goddess's blessings are on us. I will do anything for her. Let's build the temple.
The landlord funded the construction of a grand temple, believing it would bring blessings. The villagers revered the goddess even more. The landlord, pleased with Chinodu, honored him greatly.
Finally, the goddess's temple is complete. I am very happy. Thanks to you, Chinodu.
Sir, I just conveyed the goddess's words. You fulfilled her wishes with devotion. I am just a messenger.
Indeed, my income has also increased. If you hadn't told me the goddess's words, this wouldn't have been possible. All credit goes to you.
The landlord praised Chinodu immensely. That year, however, a severe drought struck the region. Crops failed, and people starved. The landlord has hoarded a lot of grain, but even he feared the famine.
Clerk, lock the granary securely. The famine is ravaging the country. People are starving. We need to be cautious.
Sir, if we keep the grain while people starve, what good is it? If we distribute it, people will see you as a savior.
Stop advising me. Do as I say.
The clerk reluctantly locked the granaries. One morning, Chinodu, looking disheveled and limping, came to the landlord.
What happened, Chinodu? Why do you look like this?
Sir, goddess spoke to me again today.
Really? What did she say?
She said not a single person should die of hunger in this village.
The landlord asked.
What should we do then?
Chinodu replied.
Distribute all the food we have to the people immediately.
The landlord was stunned. Slowly he said,
How can I give away all the grain I worked hard to store? What will I have left? But if I don't do it, what will be left?
That's what I said. The goddesses will be angry. If you don't obey, the village will be reduced to ashes and no one will survive.
Really? Even the granaries might burn. Take these keys, Chinodu. Distribute the grain to everyone. People must survive.
As Chinodu tried to speak again, the landlord interrupted.
You don't need to say anything more. Just do what I say.
The villagers survived the famine, thanks to Chinodu's cleverness. The landlord continued to instill fear of goddess to maintain order, and the villagers diligently followed the traditions. The landlord gained more profit and was seen as a good ruler. Chinodu, with his intelligence, brought change and selflessly served the village.